All right, well, the biggest news in hip hop right now is the Diddy trial.
Oh shit, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Kid Cudi.
Yeah, it's crazy on a different level.
So is Kid. So do you consider? Because I think Thugger called Kid Cudi a snitch, right? But I know the feds was on his neck, and when you get federally subpoenaed, you either go to jail or can try to potentially get your lawyer to stop it, or there's certain things you could do. But I know it was nervous for him because he jumped out smoking a cigarette. You know what I mean? You gotta go to 500, because when you hit 500 Pearl Street in New York, you know you in trouble. Like that, to be in that building, doing trial, yeah, you in trouble, man.
Well, Kid Cudi didn't have to show up to trial because he wasn't being charged with anything. He chose to be a witness. If he said, I don't want to cooperate, they can't make him cooperate.
No. Yeah, the feds could subpoena you. What are you talking about?
They can subpoena you and put you on the stand, and you'll turn into a hostile witness, which will backfire on
no,
you. Don't have to. You could say, I don't really remember. Sorry.
Yeah, but you could get in some trouble. The feds are different than the state. People don't understand. They got mad laws. When a fed subpoena you, you have to go unless you get your lawyer or there's some kind of conflicts of interest.
I've been subpoenaed. They try to subpoena some footage.
Feds try to subpoena me.
I stopped it, and what they said was, well, we'll put you on the stand. And I'm like, put me on the stand then. So I don't care. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, you gonna put me on the stand over some footage? Whatever. Like, who cares?
Listen.
It's not gonna work out. You know, they could threaten that, but at the end of the day, if Cudi did not want to cooperate, he's like, I don't remember, I don't want to cooperate. You put me on the stand, I'm going to come up with some bullshit.
You might have to. You might have to look that up,
because I'm not a criminal.
Listen,
I'm a victim.
You might have to look.
You can't force the victim to cooperate.
All right, so Vlad, look, you might want to look that up, because if the feds subpoena you, it's some serious shit. I've been subpoenaed by the feds thanks to Scott Lehman. He cleared it up. But when they subpoenaed me, I was shitting bricks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, damn, feds subpoenaed me? Like, that shit start making your stomachs do. Niggas could talk gangster, but when the feds subpoena you and all that, your stomach start bubbling. He's scared. Cudi is not really a street nigga. He's not used to the fed time or state time or no shit like that. He's not that type of guy. I'm not saying that doesn't make you a good guy. I'm just saying he's not that type of guy. So once he got subpoenaed by the feds, he probably got scared. Because you could look it up. Look up if you get some.
I actually looked it up while we were talking.
And what does it say?
I think you're right. It said, yes, even if you're a victim, you can be compelled to testify in federal court. While victims have certain rights and protections, they are not exempt from testifying if a subpoena is issued. However, there may be circumstances where you can refuse to testify, such as if you fear self-incrimination. In his case, there's no self-incrimination, so I think you're right, actually.
There you go, and you gotta do it. That's like, you can't, like, I was on Fed probation. It's different than the state. That's the scary thing with Diddy. It's not a fucking state case like Thug. He got Thug lawyer, right? Which is an excellent lawyer. Thug is free, whatever, right? This is a fucking federal case in New York City. You know? I'm not saying he went the wrong way, but to me, you kind of panicking, because for me, where's that lawyer from? Where's Thug lawyer? What's his name? Siegelman or something?
You're talking about Brian Steele from
Brian Steele.
I think it was Atlanta, right?
He's from Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I think he's a Georgia lawyer. Yeah.
First mistake is he's not a New York lawyer. For me, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, because he's a good lawyer, he's a great lawyer, what he did for Thug, but he's not a New York City lawyer. If anything, I'm gonna go with a Scott Lehman, maybe a Don Florio or somebody like that, somebody that's familiar with the DAs and all these people that's in this system. He probably got people on his team that's from New York. I'm quite sure he does.
Well, no, the main lawyer in Diddy's case is Mark Agnifilo.
Oh, so he's a part of the team. He must be from New York.
Well, that's the head lawyer. Brian Steele is there to just add to the team. He was only brought in a few weeks ago.
Yeah, all I'm saying is this, man. It's just, when you hit 500 Pearl Street, for me, it's a scary thing. You know what I mean? Like, for any nigga that hears that. 500 Pearl Street, it's not a good place to be in that building, because the feds usually, if they got something on you, usually caught, bro. And it's rude.
Mark Agnifilo is a New York lawyer.
Oh, yeah, New York lawyer. So he got a New York lawyer.
So the main lawyer is a New York lawyer. Yeah. He's brought Brian Steele for more firepower when it comes to, like, cross-examinations.
Okay, for more firepower, but he's from Atlanta. Cool, no problem. All right, now I get it. So, okay, it's a smart play. It's more money. You know, you paying that $10,000, what is that, $10,000 an hour or whatever? It's more money, but Yo, your
I don't think
freedom.
it's that much. Maybe like $2,000 an hour, $2,500
Yo, because
an
they
hour.
tell you your freedom is worth more than money.
Of course.
You can have all
Well-
the money in the world. Your freedom worth more than money. People look at it.